Getting an interception as a defensive back is the most rewarding thing that you can do, especially if you're able to take it all the way back for the pick six. This video, I wanted to come out and show you exactly how you can be singing the user. Before I get into my national championship gameplay, you're gonna be celebrating after you get these pick sixes. Your teammates are gonna realize that you're an absolute beast. So we're gonna get into this right now. I'm gonna break it down into several categories. First off, we're gonna start off with like screenplays, all right? Now this happens a lot in college football, and right now I'm running man-to-man defense, but they bless me with a double team, so I can pretty much do anything that I want. And if I freeze it right here, look at the quarterback about to throw this right into my hands. So right here, I pretty much guessed what they were gonna do. I got in position as quickly as possible, got the interception, and I'm taking that thing all the way back. Now keep in mind, I am playing on Heisman, so the quarterbacks seem to throw the ball a lot more when you're on a higher difficulty, and once you get that pick, you keep the coach happy and you're able to celebrate. So if I'm not running man-to-man, I make sure I'm playing a zone where I'm in the flats, and a lot of times you see that receiver leaking out to the outside. I knew this was gonna be a screen most likely. I'm already breaking on the ball, and I am gonna come up with another interception. Now the only thing I had to do was get by that block, and then I was free to go ahead and take that one from the offense. So here's another scenario where I'm gonna take out the flat, and as you're going through these games, you start to recognize certain plays that certain teams are running, and right there, I already know I'm gonna have myself an interception. The quarterbacks throw the ball flat a lot, so a lot of times you're able to cut off the route easier. You don't have to worry about them like floating it right over your head, you know what I mean? And I'm in that end zone celebrating yet again. Now the strafe button is gonna be your best friend. That's gonna be the left trigger on Xbox or L2 on the PS5. You wanna make sure you're strafing, and then you have to break out of it at a certain time though. So I'm in zone again, playing the flat. I'm trying to see what Georgia is gonna do right here. Look how close I'm playing to the line. I see somebody in motion, so I have an idea of what they're gonna do. I'm already in position to take this one from the receiver, and he threw it right my way. Now that was a terrible decision by the quarterback, but look at me strafing, making sure that I'm in position. If he would have broken up field, I would have been able to turn around and sprint toward the end zone and still attempt to get a pick. So here's another type of interception. We're not gonna be playing the flats this time, but we're gonna follow this receiver across the field. He's running a shallow, and you see the quarterback is already staring him down. I know I'm in position. You wanna play like a yard or so off of the receiver, so the quarterback will think that he is open, and just when he least expects it, you're gonna jump out and get that interception. And most of the time I'm holding down the triangle button right when they break on a route. I'm gonna show you right here just about when I'm gonna hold it down. But I see this receiver coming across, freeze it right here. All I have to do is let the receiver beat me by like a yard or two, and I'm gonna cut this thing off just like that. You see how I stuttered a little bit to make sure the receiver got in front of me? You're gonna see it right there in the replay. And then I'm sprinting and holding down that triangle button, attempting to get an interception, and I do. And you know your boy's dancing in that end zone. So here's an example of basically anticipating exactly what route they're gonna run. I knew USC was running these out routes. Look at where I am when I pause this one. The quarterback is already launching the ball, but I'm already breaking on the route. So I basically ran the route before the receiver ended up getting it off, you know? And then you're able to be in position to take that ball and get yourself another interception. Now that was man-to-man defense, but I'm gonna show you the same type of play from zone. So we're holding down the flat. I know I have help over the top, so I'm able to play really shallow and pause it right there. The receiver is looking wide open, but little does that quarterback know I'm about to break on that route and take the ball right from him. You see what I'm talking about? A lot of this stuff takes reps and practice. I know some of you think you're going to hop right on here and be getting like 4 picks a game. It's not going to work that way, brother. I have been playing the cornerback position year after year after year in Madden. Of course, it's going to translate over here to college, and pause it right here. He's already launching this thing. Look, all I have to do is beat the receiver to the spot, and I'm able to take that thing and run it all the way back and get myself another pick 6. And you see, I was strafing right here, but as soon as I saw the receiver about to break away, I had to turn around and sprint so I don't get beat on a deep ball or anything like that. Now, I do recommend you play with some safety help if you're running man-to-man defense until you get comfortable with your game out here, you know, because you will be getting beat on some one-on-one routes. And check out what they're doing right here. I'm still running zone. Look, I'm out of position, but I'm really not. The quarterback thinks I am, but I'm able to go up and snag that one right in front of that receiver once again. So we're really lurking on some of those, you know. When you're running zone, you're able to do that a lot more. But here are some riskier plays where I'm playing man-to-man with no safety help. So if I get beat, it is a wrap, dude. And right here, I thought I was. Look at where I am when he's throwing the ball. But I'm able to jump up out of nowhere and take that one from the quarterback. Absolutely insane stuff right there, man. Now, I wouldn't recommend trying to play man-to-man with no safety help right away, because you will be put into a meme like I did on College Football 25. But I'm basically doing the same thing right here. Look, I'm getting beat on the route, but the quarterback is going to throw it flat. So I'm able to basically jump out of nowhere and take the ball right from them. And you know your boy trying to run that thing all the way back. I get around the corner, and I am in there. So we have a few more to get through before I show you this national championship game against the Oregon Ducks. And we're going to be doing the same thing on this next play. I got man-to-man. Look, I'm all across the line. I'm playing tight. I know I am beat right here. Now, if he would have threw this thing and lobbed it over the top, it would be a touchdown for USC. But I told you, these quarterbacks throw it flat most of the time. So even if you feel like you are out of position, you are baiting the quarterback into throwing it because they believe that the receiver is open and we got him strapped up. So now on to the deep routes. Now, this is what I was doing on 25 when they ended up beating me for a touchdown. Look, I was taunting, feeling the environment, and look where I am when he's about to launch this ball. I'm playing off of the receiver, but as soon as he lets it go, I'm going to sprint to the spot and beat the receiver there and attempt for an interception, all right? So you see what I was able to do in man-to-man defense with no safety help over the top. We're going to do that again against Purdue. Now, one thing you want to know right here, I am really beat, dog. Now, this really should be a touchdown, but sometimes the quarterback matters as well, so I'm going to catch up and go up under the receiver and still get that one.
What in the blue moon?
Now, I truly think that was one of my dopest interceptions so far on the game. There is no way I should have been able to catch up on that one, so I was kind of lucky. And here's the final scenario. We're still running that man-to-man. You see me strafe, and then I turn around and start sprinting as soon as I know the quarterback is going to let that ball go. And, of course, I'm already holding down triangle while the ball is in the air, and you are able to get yourself another pick. So I hope this helps you guys out in getting more interceptions. Right now I have like 23 on the season before we get into this national championship game against Oregon. But before I do that, I'm going over to my attributes because there's always room for improvement. And I noticed, man, I have been missing a lot of tackles lately. So I'm going to go down to my run stopping and add 6 of my skill points to get that up to level 12, all right? And as far as my physicals, I still have yet to upgrade any of these. I'm still trying to get my rating up before I'm able to do that, but I have been breaking records all season long. The single game for Notre Dame, the season interceptions for the whole NCAA, and career interceptions for Notre Dame, all right? And here's my trophy room. You know, we had all kinds of rivalry games during the season, and I took home a bunch of individual awards for being the best DB, best defensive player, all of that good stuff. And we have been killing it as far as the college football playoff as well. As you see, we ended up getting the Cotton Bowl trophy over Texas Tech and the Sugar Bowl over Georgia, which came down to a nail biter. And here's my full stats on the season: 66 total tackles, a couple sacks, 23 interceptions, 6 total touchdowns, 7 pass deflections. And I like the fact you could come over here and see exactly what you did in every single game. But we're going to be going up against Oregon, led by Devin Dampier. You see what his stats are looking like? 27 touchdowns on the season. I was seeing what wide receivers and running backs they had out here as well. Casper has been leading the way, along with that boy Moore. So I know I have my hands full before I get into this game. There's the full college football playoff bracket. But it's time for the championship. Let's get it! Keep on wondering where that "In the Sky" beat came from. Actually, one of my homeboys from high school and college, one of my good friends made it, so I'm gonna have to see if he'll let y'all download it or something like that, you feel me? But we are starting off this game against Oregon, and I'm gonna use those tips that I gave you earlier. But right now, I'm anticipating the snap and getting myself a sack. Already getting chippy in this game, and look at me playing the flat right there. If he would have thrown it to the outside, I would have gotten myself an interception. But Dampier, I believe he transferred from Utah, out here trying to do his thing with Oregon. And look, I'm backpedaling right there in case he was going to throw that thing deep. We're able to come up with the tackle. Now with a 2nd and 8, they are going to get a first down and keep the drive going. But now 2nd down, what are they going to do right here? A man in motion. I'm trying to figure out this Oregon offense to see what they like to do. And I'm starting to see they like to throw these quick short passes. So I am going to be playing up pretty close to the line. He's going to fumble the ball. But they are able to recover that thing. I'm like, all right, man. I thought that was Pat McAfee right there in the tank top for a second. My boy is going to be back there getting the sack. We are up. Ooh. See, if he would have threw it to my side, you know I would have had myself a pick 6. And that time, I could not get around the block. But I knew exactly what they were trying to do, bro. It's only a matter of time before I pick one of these things off based on the offense that they are running. But that is going to be the end of the quarter. We had to regroup a little bit after that quarter, have a talk with our coaches to see what Oregon is going to do. And I'm saying, give me that! The user, 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 the user. I come up with the pick. So I was definitely lurking right there, waiting for him to make a mistake. And now he's going down in the backfield. I was just trying to celebrate, and homeboy wanted to come up and bump me in the back. I'm like, nah, that ain't gonna fly. But look at the score, it is only 3-0. Our offense isn't doing anything. The Oregon offense isn't doing anything. We clearly have some really good defense going on out here. And I thought he was gonna throw that thing across the middle, but instead, right over our head, and they are gonna get the first down. So now they are in position to score, but the quarterback is gonna go down. My leprechaun out here getting it, as you see. They have a 2nd and 14. Look, I was playing the flat for the screen. A lot of times if you're going up against an experienced quarterback, they are gonna make the right decision. Like he's trying to take off right here. But we are gonna stop him before he can get in the end zone. They are running that thing right up the gut, and they are gonna get in for the score. The Oregon Ducks end up striking first, as you see, in the national championship. And we give the ball right back. Same score. Quarterback on the keeper. He's going down the sideline. I'm like, man, we're going to have to shut this stuff down quick. And we're going to start by saying, no! Devin, if you throw my way, I am going to make you pay. That's exactly what I do. All the way back for the touchdown. Talking about, fam. You have to anticipate what they're gonna do out here. But they were trying to throw another screen. I was right there, but I was getting blocked. Now 3rd and long. He's trying to step up in the pocket, and they are not gonna get the first down. But our offense is back on the field, and man, they have not done anything all game long. I have the only touchdown for the Fighting Irish, but now we have them backed up. And I'm trying to bring some pressure to get a safety. You see I'm playing the flat. Ooh, it looked like I was offside, bruh. They didn't even call it, though. And now 3rd and 14. I really wanted to blitz right here, but I was watching the flat, and they are not going to go anywhere. And our offense has it once again. Let's see if we'll be able to do anything right here. 10-7 is the score, and all we're getting is a field goal. I'm like, man, this is getting crazy. And he's throwing it right over my head. The Ducks could take the lead right here if they are able to drive down and get a touchdown. As you see, I'm missing a tackle. I told you I got to get my tackle rating up. I got an A+ grade. I'm over here vibing on the field. Look, I was going to cut that route off, but he's throwing it deep. It's going to be incomplete. Crazy stuff right here, man, but they have the ball again. He's going down in the backfield. Our defense has been coming up huge all game long. We're in the 4th quarter. Clutch time, crunch time, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to jump on that fumble this time. Man, oh man. Now all I needed was our offense to score, but all they did was get a field goal, so it's 16-7. I'm gonna need your help right here. Sing it for me! I appreciate that, dog! Your boy gets that pick and takes it all the way back. Isn't that crazy? I have all of the touchdowns for Notre Dame right now, man. And the score is 22-7. I feel like we have this one locked up as long as we don't give up any huge plays. But look at Dan Pierre trying to do his thing. They shoulda, coulda, woulda been throwing that thing over the middle like that all game with the quick passes. But now look at him. What are they going to do right here? He's throwing that thing toward the sideline and has his receiver. I'm like, there's no way they're going to come back in this game, right? He's keeping it and going right up the middle. So they do get the touchdown, but now we have the ball. and we are going into victory formation. So you know what that means. One more kneel down, and we're gonna walk out of here with a W. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish are finally gonna win another national championship. The first time since 1988. Absolute crazy game. Look, they're showing that one play where I ended up getting myself a pick six. I'm assuming I'm the player of the game, right? Hey, I should be. I was the only one to score touchdowns on Notre Dame, and I'm a defensive player. So check it out, the stats. Look, our quarterbacks didn't do anything. There was like no stats, bruh. A very defensive game, but we were able to come out on top with that boy London Bridges II. There's my stats down there. I had the 3 picks. You know, I took 2 of them bad boys back to the house. I had to come out here and practice what I was preaching at the beginning, you feel me, with that interception tutorial. And we are getting interviewed by the local newspaper. Now, normally I'd take all the credit, but hey, I got onto my teammates earlier in the season. Now it's time to give them their praise, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do, brother. I'm proud of this team, man. We've been through a lot, had huge expectations. Pressure makes diamonds, and we're made of diamonds, you already know. So we are gonna have an updated trophy room now with the national championship in there. So I want you to drop a like and sub if you haven't. I hope that interception tutorial at the beginning will help you get a ton more user picks out here if you are playing defensive back or even linebacker, you feel me? And I'll be back with some more very, very soon. Let me know down in the comments, where should I transfer to? I feel like I need to go to a bad team. This is getting too easy. Take me out of here, Siri!
That's nasty. Peace.